Alright, it's Monster Chappie here with a tipped video, and today we're going to cover secondary and coverage. Make sure the second control in practice mode is on all Madden if you use two controllers. Turn strategy pad links on and auto sprint slash strafe off, both of them off. And here we're just going to show press by hitting Y and down on the left stick, and we're going to back our coverage up by hitting Y and up on the left stick. And we're going to show blitz by hitting Y and left on the left stick, and man align by hitting Y and right on the right stick. That doesn't do too much, so we'll use the first three primarily. And here, if you hit Y and up on the right stick, you'll play the outside. By hitting down on the right stick after hitting Y, you'll play the inside. And respectively, if you hit right on the right stick, it'll play the right side of the field, and left will equal the left side of the field. So this is Y and right stick to change where you want your coverage to play. Now, to play a hook zone, we hit A and up on the left stick. To play a buzz zone, we hit A and right on the left stick. To play a flat zone, we hit A and left on the left stick. To blitz, we hit A and down on the left stick. To contain, we hit A and right on the right stick. To play a deep blue, we hit A and up on the right stick, and wherever he is on the field, that's generally the area he's going to play the deep blue, so pay attention to that. To play spy, we need to hit A and left on the right stick, and to man up an individual player, we hit A and down on the right stick, and then the button that you want to cover slash receiver you want to cover. So if you want to cover B, you'd hit A down on the right stick and then B. And to individually back up a defender or press them, which is a very effective strategy, we hit Y, A, the button of the receiver, and if you want to back up the guy, you hit up on the left stick, and if you want to press him, you hit down on the left stick. So that's very useful, and you can use it in zones and man, both the same, so it can be a very effective tool to disguise our defenses. Now here you notice this flat zone doesn't cover the curl route over there, and that's expected. He's taking the flat zone spot, but I'll just show you quickly here the purple and the flat zone compared to each other because they're very similar this year, except for the flat zone jams and the purple doesn't. And the purple doesn't cover that area that Stanford Root was in, that little yellow area up there that it usually should cover. It does not cover this year, so pay attention to that. But we have them in a purple zone here. I wasn't manually using them. I'm using the offensive control. He just plays that curl route very well if he's in a purple zone. So if he's in that buzz, definitely going to do a good job on curls. Definitely going to do a pretty good job on stuff to the outside, a little bit deeper than that flat zone. And you'll notice on this cover 2 that he jams the outside receiver. Again, if a flat zone is on top of a wide receiver, they will jam. So be aware of that. Use it to your advantage, and make sure you don't get tricked into jamming and then they hit you in the flat with a quick pass because you are jamming, leaving the wide receiver open. We'll show that later. And then again, we can back up our entire coverage and then manually press two guys, or press our entire coverage and back up the outside guys, just creating different looks with cover 3s, cover 2s, and various zones. But you guys can experiment with this. I'm just showing you how you can do what you need to do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, seriously, you can create, like, this play right here just looks like an interesting zone. You don't know where they're gonna go. It's a cover 3, but it just doesn't look like a standard cover 3 like this right here. And this time we spotlighted the curled receiver. If your opponent's been hitting you with that same play, that blue flat zone will play that area if you spotlight the correct receiver, and they will do an excellent job on them. And also, if you spotlight a receiver, like, various zones will all lean towards that receiver. And again, we're just showing if you spotlight that guy, he's going to do a good job on it. It did leave the flat open, but sometimes you would rather give up the flat pass than the deep curl 10 yards up the field with no one around him. So just be experimental with these ideas and concepts. And also, if you're in a zone and you shade a receiver, the defender that's on top of that receiver will switch to man defense. And this can be a sexy strategy to use. So be sure to check that out. And likewise, if we are in, say, we're in a 4-6 here or nickel or something, and we, pinch our linebackers, look what happens. They all line up in the middle. Now, if we hit man align, you see what's happening to Y. He's not really doing nothing, and our middle defender isn't doing nothing. But if we shade the receiver by hitting Y, A, the button of the receiver, and left or right on the D-pad, this is very similar to, pressing them or backing up the defender, but instead of hitting left or instead of hitting up and down, we hit left or right. So be sure to use that. That can create some sexy defenses also, such as this one. Like, your defender won't even, the opponent won't even know what's about to hit them. Like this play right here, after a couple adjustments, just a nice max coverage, and they get 2 yards. But just, you see what you can do kind of with the ideas that I'm giving you. And here, there's no spotlight, so he's wide open. But yeah, now I'm going to show you the pressing and why you don't want him to press. See right there, that's like a money play in short yard situations. But you'll see here when the defender isn't allowed to press, he covers it. So what we need to do to prevent him from pressing is we either back up the blue, the flat zone, or we move him further to the outside. And as you'll see here, because of the funky route the guy's on, he still kind of presses him because it's towards the outside. But you see he's on the outside and he still makes the play. But this time the guy's on a streak and we move him to the outside. He doesn't press and he shuts that route down. So that holds true for a cover 2 and 3. As you can see, we're in a cover 3 here. Look, he presses the middle guy when he's lined up over him and doesn't make the play on the outside. This time we just leave him where he's at. He's not lined up over him and he doesn't fall for it. And then we move the other flat zone on top of the outside wide receiver and he presses over there. Now this is the purple zone, as I was saying. It will not press, so you don't have to worry about getting hit up with the false jam right on the last couple plays. So be sure to use them purples, man. They're a real good zone. But one thing I will say about the purple, if you don't spotlight, watch what happens. He took the flat route and A was wide open. The purples will take the shorter route most of the time. So if you know who's going to be going deeper, spotlight that receiver, because that's going to really shut them down and force them to do something different. And we're going to spotlight Nelson on this play because we know he's going to be the deeper guy. You just have to make these adjustments according to your opponent, honestly. There's no just one method. There's no one way you're going to know which receiver. But just look how the zones play so much different this time. And Nelson is unable to get open. We're going to follow Nelson. Look at that. That window is so small right there. You're not going to make that pass. And then by the time, you see the purple zone plays him instead, and then he steps up to the flat, and our zones are all just shifting towards Nelson. And another thing guys like to do is this right here. You're in the goal line, and they run the fade. Bam! How do we stop that? Well, the best thing I can say is get a big corner and put him in a purple zone. Now watch what happens. Instead of turning around and not being able to make a play, he strafes back the entire way and plays the ball just like the wide receiver. So unless they got a guy like Larry Fitz, and even if they do have a guy like Larry Fitz, if you have a big corner and just put him in that purple, he's going to just strafe back there. He's going to swat it. He usually won't pick it, but you'll usually get that animation right there. And this time we'll just send Jermichael Finley out there just to show you. I believe this time we're playing man. Yes, we are. And just look what happens by the corner. He turns around and it messes him up, and he's not able to play that ball how he should. But this time we're going to put him in a buzz zone, and we're going to see how he plays it. So you're going to notice he's going to strafe straight backwards, never turns around, still playing the ball, and is able to make a play. So if If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and tell your friends. I think this video can help a lot of people, so definitely spread the word. Peace.